Hello, I am Orange Cat, and this is my analysis of Toonami's ratings for March 30th, 2019. Let's start with the start of the block here. Dragon Ball Super at a .33, bit of a disappointment considering it was at a .41 last week, drop 8 hundredths, still far and away the top show in the block. As long as it's over .3, I think there's nothing to really seriously worry about regarding the show. Still right in the middle of the Tournament of Power. Plenty of really hyped episodes still upcoming in the show during this arc. So not much to worry about there. And you have Boruto, it drops 400s to .28. I believe this signifies it had better retention this week than last week. Retention last week was about a 69%. If I do this math in my head, it's about 72% this week. Again, if you have over 70% retention from Dragon Ball Super, that's a good number. Only one other show on this block I think can really compete with Boruto in terms of retaining Super, and that's My Hero Academia. And I mean, at the same time, both of those are getting dropped pretty damn late in the schedule. So, and then you have My Hero Academia going next. It went down 1/100 to a .23. Very solid retention from Boruto. The type of retention you want in a show early in the block. Too bad Toonami doesn't feel the same way. And then you have Sword Art Online. 2 new episodes this week. Episodes 7 and 8. Both got a .18. This was kind of a poor retention, actually. It lost 500s going from My Hero Academia to Sword Art Online. It had similar numbers last week, but one could attribute it to the fact that many people just probably watched ahead the episode 6 that had glitched out and re-aired last week. But there's not really an excuse this week. You just had doubled up episodes, and the show's not budging upward in the ratings. A .18 here, and that's just very disappointing to see out of Sword Art Online from that spot where Mob Psycho continuously was at or above a .20. Megalobox occasionally hit a .20, and you're not getting it for those 2 slots. And this is a show that got the biggest promotion in the new schedule to follow Dragon Ball Z Super. I'm gonna straight up say it's not getting that 70+% retention Boruto did. We might see numbers closer to the extremely poor retention we had from Fully Cooley Alternative, where we flirted with 50%. I think occasionally we got below 50% retention out of Dragon Ball Super into Fully Cooley Alternative. Uh, but onward with the rest of the block here. JoJo drops 1/100th from previous week to .16. Again, about like an 88% retention out of Sword Art Online. Great retention for JoJo. Too bad that's getting kicked all the way down to 3 a.m. Not even going to give that one a courtesy, like just send that one below Hunter x Hunter, I guess. Jeez. They have Black Clover down 200s to a .15. Bit of a disappointment. I believe the last 2 weeks it built on JoJo. This week it doesn't. It actually loses 100. Solid retention, but at the same time, it doesn't build on JoJo like it did the last couple weeks. So kind of a disappointing week for Black Clover. Hunter x Hunter drops 200s to a .14. All I can say about Hunter x Hunter is that it could have been worse this week. This was kind of a wrap-up episode. It wasn't nearly as emotional as the previous episode between Komugi and Miriam. And this was more or less just wrapping up whatever loose ends were still left in the Chimera Ant arc. Basically, what the remaining ants that were still alive kind of did to move on with their lives after the kingdom fell, and just kind of setting the stage for the chairman election arc that starts next week. But it could have been a worse than a .14. That's all I can say about Hunter x Hunter. Naruto, kind of a surprise here, drops 400s to a .12 in the ratings. I mean, this show usually was a stalwart, like a guaranteed .14, guaranteed .15 every single week, but kind of a drop this week. And what my belief is I believe this episode was kind of them wrapping up this boat filler arc that the show had, and now they're going back into the main arc of the show. So that's interesting. Naruto seems like the type of show that does better in filler than it does during the main plot of the show. And that's just something interesting to note here. And then you have Attack on Titan steady to .12 right afterwards. But yeah, now to basically bring it all around here for this week. This week just proved, in my opinion, how awful this new schedule is going to be. You take a show that retains well in Boruto, You're throwing it later in the block. My Hero Academia retains very well from Boruto. You're throwing that later in the block. JoJo, decent retention out of Sword Online. You're making that the last premiere for some reason. And then you have Black Clover, which I guess solid retention, but didn't build like it did the last couple weeks. That's getting a big promotion. And then Sword Art Online, which in my opinion was the weak link of the schedule. The one show that I think dropped retention to a point where it guaranteed everything after it was going to stay in the teens at best, is getting the biggest promotion of anyone, getting the quote unquote most coveted spot in the block to be right behind Super. I'm going to say it's not getting that 2.2. Next week, it's not going to retain and get that 0.24 that Boruto got this week. Albeit the ratings are ultimately reliant on Dragon Ball Super. Like I said, if Super gets another 0.33, Sword Art Online is not getting 0.24. It might get a 0.21. It might even get lower than that. I just don't see the logic in this new schedule from Toonami. No, there's still one more week of technically this old schedule. Next week, it's the same. We get another double episode online. However, I believe they're going to repeat episode 8, which was the one that aired at 1 a.m. this past Saturday at 12:30. And then they're going to air the 9th episode, which is a new episode to the dub, at 1 a.m., which I feel is kind of weird. It kind of reminds me of that weird period, almost all of last year, where we'd have a rerun in the middle of the block, like when they tried milking all the money out of Philly Cooley they could, so they reran Progressive. They reran the original. They reran Progressive and reran Alternative at favorable spots in the block, but all that did was just drag down the ratings for the rest of the night. It's just a weird 1 week decision they're doing. But what do you guys think? Do you think that the new schedule will bring in better ratings than this? Or do you think that I'm right and it's just going to get dragged down? What do you think? Please leave a comment down below. I really love your guys' suggestions. If you like this content, if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. I'd appreciate that. I am Orange Cat, and that is all.